I figure that most of you that are running a biofield computer can do the math on this, particularly when it comes to servers and routers and DNA, and particularly when it comes to the speed at which people are healing and the servers are speeding up the process of what we call information processing, right? Mathematically, which are the frequencies and the codes, right? And how that relates to circulation speed, because every time we take a breath, we know what we're circulating, right? The speed at which we're circulating, right? What we're breathing, tissue perfusion, right? So what I'm noticing is that there's a lot of folks now that are repeating a lot of the information that was already circulating a long time ago, and they're recirculating it now, right? So you know how a time looper works, right? Particularly knowing the difference between who's running which side of the equation, so to speak, or the anti-crystic spiral, anti-life crystic spiral, the deadlight AI magnet, the beast system, the 666, right? And how that relates to cycles and how that relates to 3. The red and black goo codes, resin codes, right? Stuck, glued, okay? Even though it's extremely painful. And so it's much like I was experiencing the other day, information that I've already experienced in the future, something that's being communicated now. And that sometimes gets computed because we're computers, right? As future proofs past, Back to the Future, I've already experienced something in the past that you're now experiencing in the future, what you're experiencing in the now that I've already experienced in my now time moment before you did. And you can see how that works with servers and the speed at which we're doing what? Burning off goo codes, viral codes, right? That are running through a contaminated area. Gene swarming, right? Or if you will, exposure, film exposure, the camera eye, the holographic camera eyes, which means we're map reading codes with our holographic eyeballs between the visible light spectrum and the non-physical environment, right? Between non-polarized consciousness and polarity consciousness that is not experiencing being in atmospheric states of consciousness in perfect cellular balance with a single point of eternal origin. The origin of the first spin, the first atom that spins in perfect balance. The first atom, the first silver-seeded crystal spiral. And knowing the torque speed differential between their spiral, the 666 beast system spiral, and the original spiral of the original point of origin, which is eternal, unconditional, pure, absolute love that's on fire, right? To accelerate the equal distribution of what? Atoms, voltage. So that there isn't any cell that is not experiencing what? Being loved across the entire cellular terrain of consciousness, directed energy mirrors, experiencing a beloved, being loved, be love D. A D, right? A D like, oh, the D that goes to the right, the arc is to the right. Then you can have a D that's faced with the arc to the left. And when you put those together, you got a center line that goes through the center, which is equal between the left and the right, which is the hemisphere. Oh, and then we got 4 quadrants in a sphere of light. Yeah. And the center point of that, which is a cross, which is 1D, 2D, is in perfect balance with every cell. So that's called center fire, like the center fire cartridges, right? Bang, right? So you have the compression as the vibration and the expansion of frequency to the higher octave, which is what? Restoration, the archaic revival of restoring goddess energy, Gaia Sophia, 13th transharmonic, the mother arc. experiencing being one, which is the Father and the Mother are one. Have a great day. We love you all.